Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the good stuff that supports my page. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back as well. If you tuned in into this video, chances are you want to know how I went from this to that. And so I'll be sharing all the tips and tricks and everything that has worked for me in my fitness journey, and hopefully it works for you. These are mostly scientifically backed stuff, so it should work for you. But let's get into this video. So honestly, in 2024, we're not gonna waste our time in the gym. We're just not gonna do that. We're gonna make sure that we're making use of the time that we spend in the gym, the energy that we're expending, and the money that we're spending. We're going to get all the benefits that we can. So the first thing I want to talk about is have a plan. Have a plan. Like back then when I used to go to the gym and just do whatever, or like watch people do whatever they wanted to do, I wasn't seeing much progress because obviously I'm just going in there and doing just about anything I see people doing or anything I've seen someone do somewhere. If you're going to the gym and your goal is to train quads, pick quad specific exercises, hack squats, pendulum squats, like pick exercises that train that specific muscle group as opposed to just doing anything. If your goal is to go in the gym and train quads, and then you're on the hip thrust machine the entire time, how are your quads gonna grow? There's no correlation between that. Yeah, like these exercises will primarily focus on your lower body, but you need to be more specific. You need to niche down, okay? That's how you're going to see a change, and that's what has worked for me. That's tip number one. You've probably heard me say this in multiple videos because I always talk about this, and that's because it works, okay? You have to eat enough protein. Protein. Let me tell you, I had been working out for maybe a year. Well, I wouldn't even call that working out, just like trying things in my trial and error phase. But you guys don't have to go through that. There's so much information out there now. So once I switched from eating about like 20 to 30 grams of protein a day, that was so bad. Like, that was so bad. I don't even know how I was like surviving my workouts back then because that is so like it's so little protein to like I'm not even repairing the my cells or like the tears I'm creating in my muscles. Talk of like growth. So that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. That wasn't even like half of the protein I actually needed. So once I bumped that up to around like 100 grams to 120 grams, then I was like around 130 pounds. Once I bumped my protein up to like 100 to 120 grams a day, oh my god, the change was so drastic. I was basically still doing the same exercises. I just changed my nutrition and my growth was insane. Like that's when I actually started to see change in my physique. Like, okay, I'm seeing muscles grow, I'm seeing things grow. I'm like, okay, a period, as it should. So if you're not eating enough protein in your meals, don't expect growth. If you're not able to eat enough in your meals, get a protein supplement. Get a good protein supplement that will help you reach your protein goals daily. So that's tip number two. So the third thing that you're going to do that is tried, tested, and approved is to introduce progressive overload into your training. Introduce progressive overload into your training. This is a must. You're going to introduce progressive overload into your training by increasing the weight over a period of time. I'm not saying pick up the 5 today and then tomorrow pick up 50s. You're going to do it slowly, gradually. Once you get used to the 10 pounds, use the 15s, use the 20s, that's how you're going to keep increasing the weight over a period of time. Another way to do that is to increase the time under tension. So you're going to like slow down your reps so that you can keep the muscle under tension. That way you can reach hypertrophy, because the whole goal of training and bodybuilding is to fatigue the muscle to the point where it has no choice but to grow, and that's hypertrophy. And so progressive overload is a way to get there. So increasing the weights that you're using over a period of time, increasing the time under tension, and also increasing your reps. So if you're used to doing 8 reps, you can like bump the reps up and like maybe use lighter weights and do high reps and stuff like that. So that's how you can introduce progressive overload into your training, and that's tried, tested, approved. It works all the freaking time. This point is actually very, very important because I see a lot of like newbies or new lifters do this. Every single time you go in the gym, you're doing something new. You're doing a new exercise, you're introducing a new movement into your training, and that's just really hard, especially for new lifters, because you're not even accustomed, like your body's not even accustomed to doing what you started last week, and now you have a whole new routine. Stick to that routine for like maybe 2 months, okay? Stick to that routine, have a structure, and stick to it for like a month or two, and allow your body to get used to the movement so that you can progressively overload. You can start to increase the weights on the movement before you start to like change things up. Switching your routine or your exercises every single time you go to the gym, it's not going to help you. Like, how are you building on what you already started? It's just not going to work. So have a routine or have some staples in your leg day or your upper body day or your back day, whatever it is. Have some staples, and then maybe you can switch out one movement or two, one or two things here and there, but absolutely avoid switching things up every single time. You're not going to see much progress from that, and you're also just not going to be able to progress in the specific movements. Okay, the reason why people have been able, like, people are able to squat 5 plates or 3 plates or whatever weights they're using is because they've been able to progressively overload. They've done it for a long period of time that their body is able to build on that. So please avoid that. Last thing I want to touch on or talk about is this, and this especially goes to the ladies. I know, like, a lot of you like to want, or your goal is to grow and build muscle, but then you're at the cardio station the entire time. You're on the cardio machines. You're hopping from the elliptical to the treadmill to the stairmaster. Like, give it a break. Give it a break. I promise you, you are going to see a lot more growth by making the switch. Leave the cardio machines alone and go into the weight section, pick up some freaking weights and lift them, okay? That's what's gonna help you grow. The results that you're looking for, you're not going to get it from being on the treadmill for 2 hours the entire session, okay? And take this from me, building muscle is hard. It's hard to build muscle for men, and even more so for women, because we just don't produce that much testosterone. So even for us, it's going to be a lot harder to build muscle. So throw away that whole notion of weights training is going to make you look like a man. Like, looking like a man is already hard, okay? It's hard for them. You can ask them that. It's really hard for them. So leave the cardio machines and go into the weight section. Start with what you can. Just start with what you can, okay? Pick up the light weights, then progress to the heavier weights. But I can promise you, doing those kickbacks on the stairmaster is not going to grow your glutes. Running on the treadmill, like, cardio is good, okay? Cardio is good for, obviously, cardio is good for your cardiovascular health, but if your goal is to grow some muscle and to look like a freaking badass, you need to minimize the cardio and do more weight training. That's going to do a lot more for you. Honestly, once you start to put on muscle, your metabolic rate is going to go up because your body is going to be burning more calories to keep you running even at rest than somebody that has less muscle. So the win-win situation here is to try to build more muscle so you can still get the benefits of cardio. Not saying don't do cardio at all, than somebody that has less muscle. So the win-win situation here is to try to build more muscle so you can still get the benefits of cardio. Not saying don't do cardio at all, but like you need to structure your program in such a way that you're getting cardio, obviously for your heart, and you're also getting your weight training done to build the muscle. All right, so that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, if you've watched the video to this point and this video has been helpful to you, don't forget to support the page by liking, sharing, comment on the video, or like if you want to see more videos like this, or if you want to see other videos, just comment in the comment section. I'm always reading them and taking notes. So if you want to see, if there's like specific videos that you want to see, please put them in the comments and I will be taking notes. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful, and make sure that you're subscribed, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.